Hey guys, good afternoon here, or good morning, good night. Uh, Crypto news. All right, what's today? I would like to talk about this interesting about the intersection of crypto and AI. So EIGEN Chin, this guy is the co-founder of Hyperbolic Labs. Basically, talk about like how the big tech OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, XAI will absorb every industry as AGI nears. Coding today, science, medicine, finance, next, everything else is going to be like basically monopolized by them. If they're right, that's pretty boring end of the world, right? So it's going to be like, again, like what we have now, the Web 2 now, which is like Google is Amazon, Apple, or Meta, or Facebook, right? It's basically monopolizing the internet, right? But actually, the internet is supposed to be for everyone, and Web3 is supposed to change that, right? So it's gonna be like the same like world we're gonna live. But there's a chance the intersection of crypto and AI, there's a chance it's gonna maybe at least fight it and could win it too. One of the most promising crypto AI project, the one I've been following, is the EIGEN. It has a token, the EIGEN layer, and this is the founder, Srinam Kanal, the founder of EIGEN Cloud, also backed by the 816Z. He's an ex-professor of University of Washington. So he replied basically, big AI versus the rest of us. Big AI Labs wants to vertically integrate the entire economy. They need to, at the capex liability that they're taking on. There's no other option. They need this closed model. Basically, it means closed innovation. Closed innovation means closed wealth creation. And the rest of us must have this open model, open innovation, open wealth creation. Max, we have a couple of years left. So it's interesting. But Meta has Llama, which is an open source. So Meta is the only one who's doing like kind of like both. I don't know. But they're still doing it for their own like benefit, because I think Meta is hoping like when they open source the Llama, like it will make the engineers like who are like ambitious and smart and like pro innovation, for open, they will work on the Llama, and then they will like basically make the Llama model become like more advanced, right? Because there's so many like engineer or software developers around the world who are contributing, because since it's an open source, it's an open models, right? Just like Linux, right? That's why Linux is kind of like now is the monopoly of the operating system in the whole world, because it's just like many of the engineers who are like very this idealistic mindset, who is pro open source, they just contributes to the system without even like getting a salary, right? So the same I think the same, like kind of the same, like principle is over here in the Open Llama, which is by Facebook. So I think Mark Zuckerberg is hoping by opening this Llama is going to get more improved than the closed source option, because there's so many people contributing, and then therefore Facebook or Meta will benefit, because Facebook or Meta is using the Llama, right? And so the company prosper, right? As a company, as a private company prosper, but also the open source also prosper at the same time, because it's the engine of Meta, and then since open source, since Llama is open source, so it can be used for also for this like smaller like startup, or smaller like this, even like using crypto as an incentive for the economy to kind of to make this like a decentralized version of Llama or algorithm, right? AI algorithm to the world. But I really don't know how like that thing is gonna work, since because we have competition from the Chinese open source, like so the Chinese open source, like, but maybe they're also using like they have their own like open source algorithm, like Alibaba or like Kimi or the other like I don't know what's there, Alibaba, Kimi, or maybe like yeah, but the Chinese are also doing actually. Oh, DeepSeek, yeah, DeepSeek of course is the first one that's like making big news about this. In fact, when it first introduced, it was just like making like a huge crash on the U.S. stock market with regards to their the AI system, right? So because they can do it with such intensity, because Chinese engineers are like so like intense, and I think they have like maybe 10x of the engineers from the US. Like even it's like open source, I feel like, but the thing is, maybe because it's from the Chinese, maybe international community wouldn't trust it as much. But if the company, for example, like DeepSeek or Kimi or the other like Kling AI, whatever, can make their services very cheap, right? It's let's say like $2 instead of $20 per month, like 10x. So I do not know like they can compete with that, right? Because if the price is so cheap, yeah, we'll see. So that's the thing that the crypto AI is gonna have a difficulty competing with, maybe. But on the other hand, I feel like the engineers around the world, maybe, especially if it's you come from the U.S., they wouldn't like use the Chinese open source model, because they still might afraid, even though it's an open source, they might still afraid there's like a backdoor, right, on the algorithm. So yeah, I don't know. So it will be interesting to follow this EIGEN cloud, right? So they're also having this accelerating open innovation with agents, EIGEN Letter 2026 priorities and what comes next. I guess this is about like having a competition. So living through one of the most consequential technology shifts in human history, not just changing products, writing the rules of the industry almost. Okay. EIGEN is not because we time a cycle, but because we built for a world where autonomous software need trust, accountability, consequences, especially when the software is trusted with capital. So it seems EIGEN from this wording wants to be like the infrastructure for the this autonomous agent. For 5 years, our mission agent has been to coordinate open innovation. Along the way, one insight becomes unavoidable. Agents can massively accelerate open innovation. Because think about agent is like, it's like a virtual robot, right? Instead of physical robot, it's like a physical employee. Why is it my face so dark? Sorry, guys. So that's like agent. Let me see if I can turn this. Is that better? It doesn't matter. It's weird. Okay, never mind. But only we can trust them with higher stakes work and hold them accountable for every decision and action. So this is the key. We have to be able to trust them, right? And then make them accountable of the work or every decision and action. This insight has guided EIGEN Cloud development from the start. Market, however, shifted from valuing future infrastructure to valuing immediate revenue. We built for the former, so EIGEN is built for the infrastructure, for the agents that we could trust and hold them accountable, right? Because like anybody can just like make an agent and people will use the agent, but can you trust the agent? Again, right? So it's like, can you trust the employee, right? And then if you hire an employee, can you trust the employee to do what they are supposed to do, and whatever output that they are giving you, it can be trusted. It's not like some kind of like output or like, you know, like that it's like a garbage, right? So can you trust your employee, basically, right? That's the main thing, right? The accountable thing is like, is a byproduct. If you trust your employee, that means you can make them accountable, right, for every decision and action that they make, right? So it's going back to the matter of trust. So that gap has cost us in 2026. We are correcting that while doubling down on the long-term thesis. We will ship product ourselves without waiting for others. Consumer-facing apps and agents that people can use today. We believe EIGEN Cloud is well positioned to be the home for fully autonomous and trusted agents at exactly the moment the world is ready for it. Okay, so I want to close this opening by sharing my personal conviction. I have not sold a single EIGEN token. Okay, cool. God bless you, Sriram. And I have no intention of selling well past the full unlock in October 2027. So we have, I'm actually surprised. We only have like 1 year, 1.5 years. I thought it's going to be more, it's going to be like longer than this. But on the other hand, this is very exciting because which means like Sriram Kannan, the founder of EIGEN, has only like this 1.5 years to prove, right, to the market that he can deliver this like EIGEN as a trustworthy infrastructure for the agentic like AI agents, right? Because after that, it's going to be unlocked. Well, he said he doesn't have intention, but people are like kind of worried, right? Again, like, can you trust this guy? Because people doesn't know who Sriram is. I personally trust him, but some other people might not, right? So this, within this now and this like October 27, it feels like there's a pressure there to prove. right? Because otherwise people might the one who kind of like trust it now, right? And then you will buy the EIGEN token, whatever the value of the EIGEN token is right now. Let's see how much the EIGEN token is, right? Everything is down today because of maybe it's the Iran war. It's like almost like 20 cents, right? So it was down pretty bad. It's like maybe 90%, oh, 96%. Oh, it's crazy. So it was $5.60. Yeah. It's only 20 cents now. It's crazy. Look at that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Everything is down. It's like 20 cents. I'm making this commitment because I believe more than at any point in the last 5 years that we are on the precipice of extraordinary growth, built on foundation we have spent half a decade laying. I'm betting that the agentic future will be uniquely empowered by EIGEN Cloud. The agentic era unfolding around us is not a threat to EIGEN thesis. It is the thesis. Okay. 2025, a world-class foundation. This ambition is only possible because of what we've built so far. We ship what we promise and much more, solidifying EIGEN as one of the most sophisticated developer platforms in crypto. EIGEN layer foundation completed. EIGEN layer become protocol complete with slashing and redistribution, fulfilling the promise we made with the first white paper. EIGEN DA leading data throughput. EIGEN DA hit a milestone of 1 gigabit per second, 8 gigabit per second on testnet, showcasing faster speed than all of crypto. Oh, so the EIGEN DA is still on a testnet? Wait. 1 gigabit per second, it's on testnet. Leading data throughput, okay. The EIGEN layer is the foundation protocol with slashing. I think this is the one for the security one. EIGEN compute, AWS-like, DevX, crypto grade trust. EIGEN compute enables any developer to deploy an app, game, or AI agent just like they are on cloud, but with on-chain verifiability and smart contract bindings. EIGEN AI, pioneering verifiable AI. EIGEN AI launched as the first verifiable AI system, offering fully deterministic execution for any open source AI model. Taken together, these are not isolated products. These are one stack, just as AWS won the cloud era by offering foundational primitive S3, EC2, Bedrock. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with the AWS offering. Built on top of the data center, EIGEN Cloud is building crypto foundational primitive. Data, compute, EIGEN compute, and AI. EIGEN AI on top of the verifiable, oh, it's so hard to see, verifiable trust layer. So this is like the comparison between hyperscale cloud, AWS, and verifiable cloud, EIGEN Cloud. So at the infrastructure, you have the data center, right? This is all the machines. And then they have the data storage, S3. They have the compute, EC2. They have the Bedrock AI. And then on top of that, there's this application which is a SaaS, software as a service, like Datadog, Snowflake, CrowdStrike, right? I think CrowdStrike is for like security. Snowflake is for like I think customer service, and then it's for data. And on top of that, there is applications for the consumer, like facing directly to the consumer, like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Okay, so the same thing is going to happen also with regards to the crypto space, which is by EIGEN. So the data center over in AWS is going to be the EIGEN layer, itself. And then there's an EIGEN-DA, which is like the data for the data, the compute, the EIGEN compute, and the EIGEN AI. And then on top of that, there's going to be like this software as a service, or AVS. It's variable service, something like that. It's like, so which is like web-proof, GPU market, and bridges. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with this. And then on top of that, this is the apps that are facing the consumer, which could be for gaming, AI agents, insurance, and so on. Okay. So this is the one that I think previous from the presentation. So if Bitcoin's variable money, 2 trillion asset, Raspberry Pi scale, $5 compute. And then this one, Ethereum is a verifiable finance, 100 billion locked in, 70 million smart contract, laptop scale, 500 compute. Because I think this one is refers to the like how fast or how slow is it, like, because Bitcoin is only like 3-4 transactions per second, so it's like Raspberry Pi kind of compute. It's only $5. This one is like 15, 20, 30, maximum 30 transactions per second. So it's like a laptop scale power. Solana is like pretty fast, like 1,000 transactions per second, 1 billion for fast finance, server scale. But EigenCloud is like verifiable agent and apps. Goal, millions of agents holding 10 trillions. It's cloud scale, $1 billion compute. That's really ambitious. This is why I think EIGEN is one of the most ambitious like project there is in the crypto space that many people like can overlook, right? Because AI first is one of the most important thing that's happening in the world, bar none, right? And EigenCloud is basically trying to say, hey, wait a minute. We cannot let this AI just be captured by the big tech company like Google, Amazon, Meta, or OpenAI, or Anthropic. We need to like kind of like distribute the or decentralize this like this AI competition to the world, right? So make like not just beholden by the big tech, but kind of community kind of can own this thing. So EigenCloud is like trying to answer that questions by, so if you buy Eigen now, which is only 20 cents per token, which is like drop like 96% or 95% from like $5.60, you could be, again, this is not financial advice, you could be like handsomely rewarded in like maybe, I don't know, 3 years time, 4 years time, I don't know, who knows. Like my guess is like between yeah, I would say maybe 3-4 years, maybe we'll go back there again, or maybe like even like closer than that. So this is very interesting. I feel like people doesn't understand or missing this thing. Yeah. So to build ambitious crypto application and EIGEN, the system must be trustworthy end to end. That full stack verifiability is what EigenCloud is designed to provide. What's ahead for 2026? EigenCloud verifiable compute for the agentic era. A lot of the crypto market today is focused on near-term categories: stablecoin, RWA, and perps. Those matter, but we believe crypto is bigger than the incremental update to TradFi. We believe it is a new accountability layer for the internet. Okay, which is, yeah. I believe this to be so, right? It's because internet is already like being captured by the big tech. So crypto, if it's successful, it's not just gonna be an update to the TradFi, but it's a new accountability layer, right, for the internet. The most important shift happening in the world right now is the takeoff of AI agents. Magnificent Coin software is eating the world. Now agents are eating software, and increasingly they can create real products in minutes. But there is a missing layer. There is no legal or technical infrastructure for autonomous agents to own property, enter contracts, take liabilities, and start companies. Digital native intelligence needs digital native institutions, and those institutions do not exist yet. So EIGEN layer is basically the institutions for this like AI agent, right? Because AI agent needs like a home, needs like a base where they can like, they live there, they breathe there, they own a property there, they make a contract there, because everything is like smart contract, deterministic, right? You need to be able to make it accountable, make it trustworthy, right? Or yeah, because AI agent again is like an employee. It's like a robot, but live in a virtual world. And the robot means like if it's like an employee, can own companies, can execute contract, can make decisions, can hold money, can just like whatever human can do, this AI agent or this employee who lives in the digital native world can do. So they also need all of this like characteristic that humans also has. Like humans collaborate with another humans if that human can be trustworthy, can be like accountable. If humans say A, the other human can trust that human will do A instead of B, right? And how do you make that like make that human accountable? If humans say A and he does B, and then there is no accountability, right? In EIGEN layer or EIGEN cloud or EIGEN DA and EIGEN AI, there is going to be a slashing thing, right? There's going to be like consequences if the AI agents kind of lie. So this is what it's talking about, right? So it needs to make a smart contract. It needs to be trustworthy, but it needs also to be like, because of that, it needs to be accountable. And because accountable means there's a consequences if the agent doesn't do what it says it's going to do, right? So this is what it means by like building homes, building infrastructure for the AI agents. We need crypto. We need Web3. Otherwise, the agent will be just like, trust me, bro, right? It's just, we have to trust the big tech. Like we just have to trust Anthropic. We just have to trust Google. We just have to trust, which is maybe is okay, but power is corrupt. Since we have this like, what do you call infrastructure, like we've been building crypto since like 2008, since Bitcoin, right? We already know like smart contract. We can make a contract. So why can't we use this? Because it will make the AI agent more trustworthy. So we don't have to trust company anymore. We just trust there is a smart contract behind whatever the agents say it will do. And then you can be sure if the agent doesn't do what it needs to be done or what is being told to be done, there is a consequences of that, right? So that's it's like the same thing in the real world. If you want to make a business with somebody, right? Ideally there is, instead of just trust me, bro, because I'm your brother or I'm your friend, like I want give me like $1 million and then I will pay you back, right? You cannot just do that. You need to you make a contract, right? Oh, I will lend you $1 million, but if you try to get away, if you don't give it back within 6 months, there is like 2% like interest rate, but and then that smart contract is really enforceable, right? It's not just like saying trust me bro, and then there's no consequences if somebody like didn't do what it promised to be done, right? So this is what the EIGEN layer is supposed to be doing. It's basically the infrastructure for trust me AI agent, right? Instead of just saying trust me AI agent, EIGEN layer is taking care of all of that, right? Making the address trustworthy and accountable. And so you can sleep sound, you can be peaceful, and all the good thing. And Sriram Kanam is going to be just taking care of everything with Gajesh. He's the wonder kid, 17 years old or 16-year-old, right? Very young guy, very smart. So follow him too, Gajesh. He's one of the core developer from EIGEN Labs. So we believe building those digital native institutions is one of the most consequential places crypto can contribute. I agree. I definitely agree. And it's so far, EIGEN layer is the only one doing this. I don't see any other, like maybe Solana is doing this, but it's like, yeah, okay, but it's not as comprehensive. I would say the word comprehensive as EIGEN layer. Near, I would say is doing something like this too, but I don't see the breadth and the comprehensiveness also, right? And in terms of Solana, we saw the last like slide. It's comparing with Solana. It's like a $2,000 like a PC desktop as compared to AWS, right? So Solana is good for maybe for like 10,000 transactions per second, even with the double zero, with make it, it's gonna make it like the infrastructure layer make it like really fast. Maybe Solana can do like 10 transactions or 100,000, but it cannot do 1 million or 10 million, which is like EIGEN layer is supposed to be designed for that, right? It's designed so very fast, so scalable, right? Because it's like the equivalent of the Amazon AWS, the data center, right? It's scalable to 1 million or 10 million, 100 million, like that, right? So a smart contract is code that can own property. Okay. There are already billions of dollars secured by smart contracts. If we can put an agent into a smart contract with enforceable rule, this is why it's important. You have to make it accountable, make it trustworthy. Then agent can own assets, right? Enter agreement, take liabilities through slashing, form DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, form like companies, and operate as durable economic actors. This is theoretically possible on any smart contract blockchain. In practice, it has been infeasible. So this is possible in Ethereum, this is possible in Bitcoin, this is possible in Solana, right? Which is true, but it's a low throughput, like the slideshow is trying to kind of explain, right? Cannot run parallelized GPU workloads, struggle with non-determinism, and cannot enforce privacy at the level serious agent system require. So this is, I think, the major differences. It's answered here. So the other system like Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin has slow throughput compared to the EIGEN, right? Cannot do parallelized GPU workload. That's what it says, right? Struggle with non-determinism. I don't really understand why is this so, because it's also using smart contract like Solana. Cannot enforce privacy at the level serious agent system require. This is maybe the EIGEN layer is equipped with zero knowledge, maybe, and I don't know. But this is what it says. So EigenCloud is building the infrastructure to make this possible today. To make agents operate with the reliability of smart contract, we need full stack verifiability, which means EigenCompute verifies what an agent actually executed. EigenDA verifies the data the agent consumed. EigenAI verifies deterministic inference for the model. So it is basically the algorithm, the LLM, the llama, whatever, the open source model is kind of like has to be also like verifies the output of that inference, right? EigenLayer enforces consequences, slashing, and resolution. This is what makes it accountable or trustworthy when rules are violated. This is why verifiable agents are not one feature. They are a system. Okay, they are a system because this is all these like characteristics like make it into a system and make this thing like verifiable. And building that system is what EigenCloud is for. We believe agent will become a new kind of economic actor and over time a major asset class. EigenCloud is building a platform for a generation of agents we can buy from, sell to, invest in, earn through, and trade with. A variable cloud for the agentic era of the internet. So this is what we saw, comparing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, right? It's like they're much like a smaller scale and slower, and like not as high throughput as like. So this is like million of agents holding tens trillions or whatever dollars. As we build the road to the future, it is important to be grounded in the present. In 2026, we will focus on building up network revenue. As proposed in ELIP 12, we are introducing incentive and fee mechanism designed to pass value from EigenCloud activity to the Eigen token used to operate EigenLayer. Okay, so this is where the value accrue, right? So because they're gonna introduce incentive and fee mechanism to pass value from EigenCloud, which is this what we're discussing, the EigenCloud, to the Eigen token, right? Because at the end of the day, why people want to invest, why you guys want to buy Eigen token now at 20 cents per token, this is why there should be a mechanism to capture value, right? So you can be all like rich and wealthy and also contributing to the world. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. As we examine the near-term revenue available from selling only to developers, it became clear that this market is real, but limited in the short run. It will grow and we will grow it. But if we want to accelerate revenue sooner, we must also create direct value for end users. EigenCloud democratizes the creation of entirely new categories of crypto-secured applications and agents. Instead of waiting for others to build them, we will show the way and begin building them ourselves. I like this. I really like this. So it's just like, because it builds like confidence. Like they will show, okay, we will show you how to build this, and it actually works. And the agents can create contract, can build companies, can make deterministic inference and so on, can be verifiable, can be trustworthy. In there's something wrong with it, there is going to be like consequences, right? So as an end user or as a developer, they will see this and then, oh, okay, this is cool. Maybe I can build something else, like this kind of agent, that kind of agent, right? So I like this one. Our primary focus sits at the intersection of crypto and agents, agentic companies, agentic commerce and payments, agentic prediction market, which offer a rich tapestry of applications to be explored and built. thinking and building in public. This is an unusual moment in society. AI is accelerating rapidly and will displace large parts of knowledge work and eventually parts of labor. If we are building new digital institutions, we believe we should do it in public with as much transparency as possible. You may have already seen early signs of what this looks like. We recently launched a new podcast called The Coordinator we'll use to engage with, learn from, and inspire the next generation of builders. We also ran an open innovation challenge. So this is what the open innovation challenge is to basically to jumpstart all of these like developers who want to develop like AI agents and just to inspire them, right? How to create this, like maybe, and just to demo that this thing could work. And we received 40 plus agent entries along with case studies that highlight how agents can be built on EIGEN Cloud. We launched a first example of sovereign AI agent, Sofra. This is, I think, built by Gajesh, which is an AI cartoonist that makes money by selling product placement. It operates like an economic entity and creates content, runs recurring auctions, earns stablecoin, and manages its own treasury. So it's just like employees or a bunch of employees, right? So a new era for crypto. We're almost done there. When we emerge from this bear market, which we definitely will, new winners and losers will emerge. Projects which are not built for this technological future will likely find their best days behind them. But we were built for this precise moment, right? This challenging moment, the bear market, the 19 cents, the 20 cents per EIGEN token, from like $5.60. Every building block that we have shipped is necessary to establish trust, verifiability, and autonomy, and create digital institution for the agentic era. We can now put together these building blocks in entirely new ways that we believe will usher a new era in crypto. I can't wait to unveil what we are building in the next few months. Okay, this is so cool. I'm just gonna repost this. Let's go, baby. Okay, that's all for now. I just want to share to you. I can say this could be my highest conviction ever. If there's any like just one token to hold for the next like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, besides Solana, it's this thing, because this is just too important to let go, right? There is no other crypto network who's doing this. Like Solana is doing it at some extent, but it's not comprehensive. So it's like Base maybe is doing it. It's not comprehensive. Virtual is doing it, but it's not comprehensive. So maybe Virtual is doing it on top of EIGEN layer. I don't know. Like it makes sense to me, right? Because I think they're already building like a AI agent too in Virtuals. So I'm already tired. I'm just gonna, this is already more than like, what, 30 minutes or so? I believe it's more than 30 minutes. So I'm gonna sign off. Sorry when I got a new camera, sometimes just like black, you cannot see my face, but believe me, you can verify me. This is me, Dennis, kind of who's talking. Cheers, I'll see you next time. Peace.